Hello everyone, AkarFire here. Today I continue working on my kinda open world machine hunting game called Zaris. If you haven't seen the previous Devlog episodes about it, then go and check them out, they're kinda cool. Alright, let's get to it. So, combat is a really big part of this game. We're improving it for the past few videos and got it to be kinda great if you ask me. But all of that doesn't really make any sense if the enemies we're fighting aren't great as well. So I decided to change this and rework the enemies from the ground up. The plan is to create at least 3 different enemy types for each biome, give them some purpose in this world, and implement a token-based AI system like in such games as Doom. Today, however, I'll just try my best to create a new enemy, which is going to be interesting and at least somewhat challenging to fight. But before this, we have to make it clear, why are these robots here in the first place? I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but here is the general idea. These robots are the part of the conservation system, which keeps the island alive long after its creators died out. So, the robots should have functionality connected with conserving and helping nature, and not just pure combat stuff like we have now. The first thing that came into my mind when I started thinking about some cool function for a new robot was watering plants, so I decided to go with it. First, I quickly sketched a design in Photoshop. The idea is that we have a big walking robot, which is basically a water tank, and 4 drones, which take the water from the tanks and spread it around the area. When attacked, the drones will fight back using the water they have stored. For the biome, I decided to go with plains, as I want the 4-legged robots to be the main theme of this biome. With this in mind, I got to modeling. It took a while, but I successfully modeled, textured and rigged both the water tank robot, which I decided to call Sprinkler, and the drone for it. After modeling, I brought everything over to Unreal and started implementing it. Luckily, I managed to use a lot of logic I made for the walker enemy, so getting the thing to walk was a simple enough task. Then I got to add in vital points. To defeat this robot, you will need to destroy 3 vital points on its body. Obviously, there is one in the eye, and along with it, all 4 water tanks are damageable. It takes quite a bunch of arrows to destroy them, but they do make a big boom when they explode, so it's very satisfying. To get it to actually destroy like this, I had to go through a big pain of modeling a number of these damage states for the tanks, but in the end, it was really worth it. Though there is still some collision issues which I can't solve for some reason, but I'm sure I'll figure it out someday. Anyway, let's move on to the drones. Getting them to move was pretty straightforward, and adding these water balls was quite easy too, so I can't really say much about them, apart from these cool particles which appear when they flip around to get into a shooting position. I think it makes it much clearer that these robots are in fact sprinkler drones and not just war machines. It also looks really cool, so I definitely like it. But right now, the main robot can't protect itself, so when all of the drones are gone, it just becomes a beating bag, and we need to fix that. I gave it an ability to hit the ground with its belly, to damage everything around it, and it turned out to look really great, but it still is very insecure when attacked from afar. So I added these homing water missiles, which are launched from the tanks when all the drones are destroyed. So now the sprinkler is almost ready. The only thing left is to give it its watering functionality. And here is what I did. I made it so when the drones don't see the player, they are just circling around the tank robot, covering a relatively large area of the field. In the end, this robot turned out to look and feel really great, so I'm definitely happy with it. Among other things, I have also reworked the secondary skill system. Now I can have up to 3 different secondary skills, which you can switch between right in the middle of a fight. This makes the skill system much more flexible and useful in combat. I also finally got to add in status effects for the infused arrows. For example, this electrified arrow stuns enemies for a few seconds, giving you some time to breathe, which should be really useful. Right now, it is kinda overpowered when fighting walkers, but I'm planning to replace them anyway, so it's not a big problem. In the meantime, I also worked a bit on the world interaction system, allowing it to handle hundreds of instanced objects for things like berry bushes. Now they're quite literally everywhere, which wouldn't be possible with the way I did it before, so it's a big performance improvement. Alright, looks like this is it for this video. I'm going to start working on some more enemies for the game and we'll probably add some more cool skills to fight them off. But for now, subscribe not to miss something cool and I will see you next time. Bye bye!